This is UNICEF television. Central Pristina, where street life in the Kosovo capital is as lively as it is in any other European city. And all European cities have their bleaker sides. In Pristina, it's out at the city limits, hard up against the decaying remnants of a Yugoslav industrial past. Here live Pristina's most impoverished inhabitants, an ethnic ghetto of people known as Roma, Ashkali and Egyptians, amongst whom unemployment is said to be nudging 100%. For many, this is their only way of life. Every day, scores of men set out to see what they can salvage from the city's waste. Nor is it just an income they're hoping for. They search for discarded food to feed their families.
We work in the garbage containers, collecting tin cans, copper, scrap metal, aluminium, whatever we can find. Sometimes I can't find anything because I'm not the only one out there looking for it. We also search the bins for whatever we can eat or drink.
In Besnik's family, at least the bread's home-baked, in a stove fueled by old shoes and boots. But the ketchup for the kids, well, that's been scraped from the bottom of dispensers that richer people have thrown out.
What can I say? It's a bad way of life. We all know it damages our health and we may catch some illnesses and diseases along the way, but without having any other way to buy food, it's our only choice.
Besnik and his extended family of 19 are trapped in a terrible cycle of despair passed from one generation to the next.
None of my children go to school, nor my brothers. We can't afford it. I know it's good to go to school and the greatest progress comes through education. We can't do anything without education.
For their future, this means that they will continue to live in this vicious circle of poverty. This means that they will not be able to get employed. This means that they will not be able to earn income for their own kids, for their own families.
At the local community centre, volunteers like Ridvan are attempting to get more kids, not only to go to school, but to stay there, offering help with homework to children often far behind their peers from other communities.
In my family, our father decided to afford to send us to school. Myself, my sisters and brothers are all educated, and I want us to have a trade, not to stay like other people who have nothing.
Social workers say Kosovo's tumultuous past has left many already deprived people in this community without the birth certificates and registration papers they need to obtain government services.
There are so many problems because if children aren't registered, they can't go to school. And within a few years, those children will grow up, get married, establish their own families, and they won't have documents for their children who can't be registered either.
These are urgent problems because as Kosovo strives to build a nation, as many as 30,000 Roma, Ashkali and Egyptians are being left behind, and their despair is growing.
What is there to hope for? I've got nothing to hope for, not me, not my children. I see things only getting worse and worse. Now I've heard in the news that they're going to seal off the garbage containers, and if that happens, well, I've got no choice except to teach my children how to steal and cause trouble and live like that.
This is Peter George in Kosovo for UNICEF television. Unite for children.